The U.S. Department of Justice has fired an antitrust lawsuit at Apple. This is no skirmish. The Department of Justice alleges that Apple has engaged in monopolistic behavior, locking in iPhone customers and stifling competition. The lawsuit's scope is extensive, focusing on 5 key areas where Apple is accused of suppressing competition. These areas include super apps, messaging apps, cloud streaming gaming apps, digital wallets, and smartwatch cross-platform compatibility. But Apple is not taking these accusations lying down. The company has issued a robust rebuttal, arguing that the regulators are playing a selective game with the metrics, painting a picture of dominance that Apple contests. The battle lines are drawn, and the tech world watches with bated breath as this lawsuit landslide unfolds. Stands accused, but the company is not standing down. They argue that regulators are selectively picking metrics to exaggerate their dominance. Don't miss the next update in this high-stakes tech showdown. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more comprehensive breakdowns like this one. The battlefield is drawn. On one side we have Apple, a technology giant. On the other, the U.S. Department of Justice, supported by app makers who formed the Coalition for App Fairness. With charges of monopolistic behavior and limiting competition hanging over its head, Apple has been swift in its rebuttal. The company argues that regulators are selectively using metrics to create an exaggerated image of its dominance in the smartphone market. They stand firm on the ground that their practices are not anti-competitive, but rather they serve to maintain the quality and security of the user experience. On the opposing side, the Department of Justice, backed by the Coalition for App Fairness, is unwavering in its stance. The Coalition, a group of app makers, is rallying behind the DOJ's regulatory action. They argue that Apple's practices stifle innovation and limit consumer choice in an industry that thrives on both. In this clash of titans, the battle lines are clear. It's not just about the iPhone or its apps. It's about the principles of fair competition and the right to innovate. It's about the balance of power within the tech industry and the rights of consumers to choose freely. This high-stakes standoff between Apple and the Department of Justice is more than a simple lawsuit. It's a battle that could reshape the future of technology. The case is ongoing, and the verdict is still out. However, the implications of this lawsuit are already sending ripples through the tech industry. If the Department of Justice were to win, Apple, a tech giant, could be forced to change its business practices. This could potentially lead to a more competitive market, giving smaller developers a fighting chance. On the flip side, if Apple emerges victorious, it could set a precedent for other tech companies, giving them more leeway to control their ecosystems. This lawsuit is more than just Apple and the Department of Justice. It's about the future of the tech industry. The case is expected to take 3 to 5 years to resolve, and during this time, we could see shifts in the balance of power. Whatever the outcome, this lawsuit could change the way we interact with technology, and that makes it a story worth following.